And we're going to start this time with NBC's Julie Sirkin on Capitol Hill. Julie, I understand you have some new reporting, exclusive as well, about Matt Gaetz. The majority of Republican senators say they feel confident he won't be confirmed.
They do, but we've seen this movie play out before, Alex, right? I've covered this building during the first Trump presidency. I remember when Mitch McConnell, after January 6th, indicated that he could potentially convict Trump for his actions surrounding that day, and ultimately he and many other Senate Republicans didn't. That said, though, the overwhelming OMG jaw drop of the Matt Gaetz appointment and pick by Trump is maybe something that we haven't seen before. And perhaps these 30 or so Senate Republicans who are privately expressing deep consternation about Gaetz heading the very agency that once investigated him for sex trafficking charges, never mind the fact that most Republicans and Democrats in the Capitol think that he is a chaos artist. One Republican told me that he destroyed the House by ousting Kevin McCarthy as the Speaker last year. A lot of bad blood for Gaetz, and a lot of Republicans want to see all of the facts, ones that you just heard in your conversation with Madeleine Dean talk about that Johnson, the Speaker, wants to keep from getting out there. Take a listen, though, to what former Republican Congressman Charlie Dent had to say about Gaetz's future.
Well, I would say in the case of Matt Gaetz, I bet they're going to have to withdraw his nomination. I think that's a bridge too far. No one should underestimate how much these House Republicans dislike him. I mean, dislike is actually, that's a dramatic understatement to use that term to describe how much they dislike him, the House Republicans. So I think he's got a problem. You know, that ethics report that's looming, there's a good chance that might come out as well. And those reports are not pretty.
So the Ethics Committee is supposedly going to postpone the meeting that they canceled yesterday, Alex, where they were going to vote on whether to release this report or not. That said, I'll believe it when I see it because, of course, Johnson had told us yesterday he directed the committee's Republican chairman not to release that report. The pressure could build, though, from the other side of the Capitol, Alex. Republicans say they want to see this report. They need to see it. If not this report, then certainly there's going to be a background check. There is going to be an extensive questioning that Gaetz has to face before the Senate Judiciary Committee next year. So this is a very long road for Gaetz. And just one more point on this. Johnson had flip-flopped, as Madeleine Dean had laid out to you, one day saying that he will leave this in the hands of the Ethics Committee, then 2 days later saying, never mind, he's going to weigh in. And in between that moment was his meeting with President-elect Trump at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. Now, he didn't say if that specifically came up, but that's what happened in between those two statements.
See, when you reported this last hour, I wondered about that and the fact that they did have a meeting. So, yeah, it all makes sense. Thank you very much, Julie Sirkin, for that.